Hi, it's Sarah. Come on, tech. Here we go. Awesome, we've got two cameras going, and so I wanted to make sure it all works together. I'm Sarah Prince with My Natural Baby Birth. You know me. I wanted to hop on and make a quick video today and talk about something that is so important. If you're a pregnant mom, newly pregnant or 10th time pregnant, it doesn't matter. One of the number one fears that new moms have is the pain of birth, right? We are told our entire lives how, you're going to be begging for the epidural. Do you think you're better than the rest of us because you want to be natural? Are you crazy? Why would you put yourself through something like this? And so we get this fear that just is ingrained in us from the time we're so little of how painful this experience is. And oh my gosh, why would you want to do that? And even if we press forward doing our research and knowing, okay, I want to have this birth this way, I know what I want to do, it can still eat at us. It can still bug us in the back of the mind. Oh, what if it hurts? What if it hurts so bad? What is it going to feel like? What am I going to do? I don't know if I can do this. And then maybe we just push it back and eliminate it or keep ignoring it. And I'm here to tell you that you can make your birth contractions feel good. You can have a labor and delivery that feels good. And I'm living proof. And it all starts with this awareness we need about the capabilities of our brain and our body and how they work together during such an intense experience like birth, and how we can use that knowledge to our advantage and create an experience that we enjoy. And I'm not going to be able to touch on every single aspect of this today, but I wanted to get clear one distinct thing I want you to realize. So, birth is all physiological, right? What is happening is biology in our body. It's not just all spiritual or in the unseen. It's physical. It's physical, right? And I want you to think about this from a perspective of what you experience sexually, because birth is a very intimate sexual experience. It just is, and that's okay. It can be very sacred and very special and unique, and however your perspective is of how you treat your view of birth is fantastic. But I want you to know that it is also very sexual at the same time, and in a good way. Sandra says, you're listening, awesome, yes, 31 weeks pregnant and my last birth hurt a lot. Okay, we're going to talk about this, Sandra. Keep listening, and I know you're going to find some juicy nuggets that'll help. My first birth hurt a lot too, but then my second and third were great. Anyway, so let's keep going. So I want you to recognize that the area of your body where your baby is being born, down in your pelvic region, your lower floor, and that entire area, your vagina, your cervix, your perineal tissue, near your clitoris, that area down there is stimulated very, very similarly as it is stimulated when you're being intimate with your partner, or when you're having sex with your spouse, or intimate relations in any way. And that's just a fact of how our bodies work. One's going in, one's coming out, but they're still being stimulated in much the same way. There's still tons of blood flow. The same hormones are working at the same time. The same feelings that we're having can be very, very similar, okay? So, for example, when you are, say you're being intimate with your partner or your spouse, when you have an orgasm, your vaginal wall, your vagina and your cervix, is spasming over and over and over again. You have this huge rush of hormones. Your brain is flooding all these hormones into your bloodstream, and the stimulation you feel from that causing your orgasm, the result is your vaginal wall contracting and relaxing over and over and over again. Now, when you're having a contraction during birth, is almost exactly the same thing. Your vagina and your uterus is contracting and relaxing. Now, of course, during an orgasm, it's very quickly, and then during birth, it's very slowly. Hence, a sexual experience with an orgasm is quick, and the sexual experience of giving birth can be very slow in comparison. But the same faculties are being used, and the same feelings, the same hormones, the same biological processes are happening. Okay? Now, think about this from this perspective. Have you ever had a sexual experience that was uncomfortable? Of course you have, right? We're the females, right? We've had the crappy moments where it hurts or it was uncomfortable and we didn't enjoy it and we just wanted to get through it and get it over with, right? And maybe it hurt. We all had that, right? And now think about going to the bathroom and having a bowel movement. It's the same general area, the same sort of contractions are happening except with your lower colon. Have you ever tried to resist or fight back having a bowel movement and it hurts, right? Say you need to go and but you're holding it in for some reason, you're fighting it, you don't want it to happen, you're just like, oh, get it over with, and it hurts, right? These two things are the same application towards birth. So let me explain what I mean. The neurological pathways in your brain, how your neurons fire and how your hormones are released, are the exact same for pleasure and pain for that part of your body. So if you are having sexual relations and it's hurting and you're frustrated and you want it to be done, your brain is putting out signals like, this hurts, this is uncomfortable, I'm not going to enjoy it, and that's what happens. Okay? But if you turn that around and say, okay, I want this to feel good, I want this to be a nice experience, and you put yourself in that mental state of enjoyment and relaxation and peace and love towards your partner and love towards what you're experiencing, your brain is creating those thought processes and sending those feelings and emotions to that part of your body and into your bloodstream so that you can have an enjoyable experience. And I know we can all say that even during a sexual experience, if our mind is somewhere else, it doesn't usually happen either. Even if it feels good or not, it takes longer, it takes forever, because we're not consciously contributing to that situation. And then now our bathroom example too. If you were to, you're going to the bathroom and you have a bowel movement coming, but you just relax, you let it take its time, you're not in a hurry, you let your body do what it needs to do, and then it actually feels good to get it out of you, right? Of course. If we don't want to hold it in, it's the same idea. And if you've ever had a natural birth before, the most accurate thing I can describe it as, or even to a man, I've had men ask me, what does it feel like to give birth naturally? And the way I describe it the most is, you're having the biggest, hardest bowel movement of your life, and you're combining that with an orgasm. And now, after we've talked about how our brain and our body and these areas of our bodies work, can you see, type in the comments, Sandra, or whoever is watching, can you see how, after what I've just explained, how it is possible to have a labor and a birth that can be pleasurable? okay? It's all about how your mind is on board in a very big way, and how your mind is supporting what is going on during your birth. If you believe that you are going to have a painful experience that's terrible and you focus on that negativity, that is what your brain is going to be reinforcing in your mind, and those signals of pain is what your brain is going to be sending to your body. If you are clearly in a happier state, aware of how blissfully sacred this experience is, and you are open to releasing and letting go, your brain is going to be sending a much higher level of endorphins that you need to make this feel good, and it's going to support what you're feeling. Awesome. Chelsea says fighting and being tense with contractions makes them hurt so much more. Yes. Yes, you're absolutely right, Chelsea. One thing you can, if you want to test this theory, when you're in the middle of labor, test this. You feel a contraction coming on, hold your breath and tense up and try to fight it. And just hang on and tense up and close your eyes, you know, and it does. It makes it worse. You're absolutely right, Chelsea. But when you deep breathe and you lay back and you allow it to happen and you trust it and you know that it can feel good because this is such a miraculous experience, it feels so much better. Chelsea said, my midwife would pull my shoulder back and force me to relax through them, and it helped so much. Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad you said that, Chelsea. And because I completely agree. I have an entire ebook on how to relax during birth. You can go to mynaturalbabybirth.com/relax and get a copy. And it's, I absolutely agree. When you are fighting against your body, with tensing your muscles and gritting your teeth and closing your eyes and not breathing and believing that it's going to get hurt, and get worse, that's what's going to happen. But when you sit back, you prepare yourself mentally and emotionally and physically, and you allow it to happen, and you trust in the support that you have, you are going to have a much, much more pleasurable experience. So coming full circle, that I know you've probably heard stories of women that love birth because they orgasm during birth, or it just feels so good, it's like sex, and they love it. And it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. And I want you, I believe that, I know it, I've experienced it, and I want that for you. Okay, Sandra says, I get it, but how do you convince your brain it doesn't hurt? It does take a little bit of time. There are belief patterns and thought patterns that you need to work through, Sandra, and a lot of different simple but easy techniques that you can do. And actually, my whole point in coming for full circle with this video is to direct you to the blog post I have up this week, because it talks about all of these things that you say here about convincing your brain it doesn't hurt. And so here, I'll put that link in the comments right here, because Sandra, it's not about convincing your brain. It's about choosing to support your body. And your body knows what it's doing. Your body doesn't need you to help it give birth. If you're on board or not, if you're happy about it or frustrated with it, your body's going to give birth without you no matter what. So I want you to read this post, 3 ways to make your birth contractions feel good. And I know that'll help answer a lot of questions for you, Sandra, that I won't be able to go into all the details of today, but I would love to answer any questions with you as well. Okay, Sandra says again, my last birth was a home birth. My son was 10 pounds. I was able to handle the pain all the way until my water broke, which is at 8 centimeters, then it was a whole different story. Yes, absolutely. At 8 centimeters, that's when you go into transitional labor. So that is likely what happened. That's usually where your water breaks, Sandra, is during transitional labor. That's the most intense but also shortest part of labor to get you open to 10 centimeters. And how do you prepare yourself mentally? I'm going to help you, Sandra. I'm going to help you, Sandra. Start with that start with the link I just put in the comments about 3 ways to make your birth contractions feel better, and it will lead you to a path of what you need to do exactly to prepare yourself mentally. And I'm here for you as well. But I'm glad you brought that up, Sandra, because when your water does break, that's typically when you transition. And I've had that experience where my water breaks, and then I go right into transition, and I know it, and I just, oh. And I've had contractions to go from like 7 to 10 centimeters with one contraction that lasted like 2 minutes. It's crazy. But it's really about becoming aware and practicing and choosing how you're going to put yourself in the right mental states that are going to support your birth, Sandra, and help move you forward. So start there with that post, and I'm here for you and love to help you as you move along, because it's more than I can talk about right here. But the key takeaway from this today is that I want you to recognize your labor and delivery is using the same faculties, the same organs, the same brain patterns, the same hormones that you use during sex and during intimate situations that feel good. And when you understand that, you can utilize the mental state from one with the other and help your body get in a state that is pleasurable and enjoyable, and it's going to decrease your pain levels. It's going to help you have a much more blissful and connected experience that I want you to have, because I've had it. I know others have had it. It sounds like Chelsea's had it. I want that for you, and that's what I'm here for. So that's why I put this post on the blog this week, 3 ways to make your birth contractions feel good. And they're going to go, I have a ton more detail. It's a huge blog post. It's like 4,700 words long that is chock full of everything that I wanted you. Oh, I thought I had another message that I want you to share. Okay, so please go check this out. Okay, one more question, and then we'll wrap this up. Sandra says, my husband's deployed, and I'm so scared of doing this without him. I don't know how to let go of this fear, and I'm afraid it will affect my labor. Do you have any tips for me to stop being afraid? Yes, I do. Absolutely. I'm going to have a doula and a midwife, but it will not be the same without him. Sorry. No, do not be sorry for all the questions. I never want you to apologize, Sandra. There is, I want you to go, let me type this out for you, mynaturalbabybirth.com/fearless1, I think it is. And it's going to take you to a whole series on helping you recognize what you're afraid of and how to overcome that and use it to your advantage by turning it into a positive aspect of what's going on in your brain to start to go through your birth. There it is. Okay, start there with /fearless. There's a whole series. It's like 8 posts all together that you can check out and get started with. But I'm so glad you're here, Sandra. I'm so glad that you are in the right place, because we need to be having these conversations. We need to be open about, you know what, this is biology. It is a very sacred, personal, private, and intimate experience that you're going to be going through. But we all go through it. We all go through it. So why can't we talk about it? And this is a safe place where everyone is respectful of your decisions, no matter what you end up choosing to do, interventions or natural or not. To me, it doesn't matter. I just follow and teach what I know the best, and we all know is the best for us, and we're here to support that because I know that you can make the right decisions for you. Chelsea said, I had back labor, so I can't say they felt good, but relaxing definitely helped them not hurt as bad. Yes, absolutely, and I'm hoping this time will be different. Excellent. Let's get you to a much stronger state, Chelsea, to help with that. Excellent. So thank you so much for all the questions. If you have any more, please post them below this video. Please, if you know anyone that is pregnant right now, a mom that has questions, she doesn't have to want an absolutely natural birth or not. To me, like I said, I just want us to support each other in recognizing all of the choices that we do have with our births and helping us just point each other in the right direction for what we want. Okay? Great. Thank you so much. I will be in and out. Please check out that post today. And I've got a surprise at the end of it for you. And again, let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye.